to Coco Caliente, a podcast where my mom and I
talk about nothing and everything at the same time.
Everything and nothing all at the same time.
Well, both actually goes both ways.
Does it?
A mother-daughter production anyways.
So yeah, I guess it doesn't matter which way we say it. But thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. What are we talking about today, Mom?
How about our group, the Fitness Queens?
Yeah, I didn't even think that was so funny until Victor really laughed at that. So me, my mom, and my best friend Mariah are in a group chat called Fitness Queens.
And which none of us are fit. But we are all queens, right?
Yes. And it's been like that for over a year.
And it's the funniest group, like
funniest
literally.
Chat.
And them two, especially, every day since January, Mariah was up here for New Year's, and that's when they decided, okay, let's get back on it. All of our New Year's resolution is to get in shape.
Yeah, and I said, or someone said, all right, let's text in the Fitness Queens group. Let's start holding each other accountable. And Victor about fell over when he heard we had a group chat. I'm like, oh yeah, that thing's like 2 years old.
But the funniest thing is them two especially, send pictures of their food, and their food actually looks kind of pretty. Mariah like really follows the Weight Watchers, so she follows recipes. I don't know if it's because I don't follow recipes, and I swear she follows them to the T.
She always has, and I always thought it was like, weird because you didn't.
So she plates everything like perfectly, and she sends all these
the perfect cubes of chicken, like it looks like she took it out of a magazine or something.
It looks like she like literally, because I made a couple of those meals from the meal kits. It looks like the meals from the meal kits, but it's really not. She just goes shopping. She must take a picture of the recipes, I'm assuming, from Weight Watchers, goes shopping and makes it exactly like it says all the time. Like her mushrooms and onions, like everything. It's just kind of funny. And I was like, so then as a joke, I'm like, I always said my food isn't a joke. I mean, my food tastes good, but it looks like, what does it look like? So
I'm used to it, but I think to Mariah, it probably looks like dog food.
It is not it doesn't look like it, but it's not like attractively. It's just on a plate, like in a bowl. Say if I'm eating a bowl of soup, I just put the bowl of soup. I don't know. I
made a lot of soups. I mean, to me, it looks totally normal, but to her, presentation is not at all in your mind, right?
I'm just showing you what I'm eating.
Health is number one. Taste is number two.
I'm just showing them what I'm eating, and I'm laughing afterwards. So then I'm like, oh gosh, I got to step up my game. So I Googled and found a picture of some nice shrimp skewers and some like lemon and like some different things. And I like got the perfect picture, and I sent it. Mariah's like, she didn't even fall for it for a second. She's like, haha, you got that from
Google.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I guess they think that I can't make pretty food. I don't know. But anyways.
My food isn't pretty either. It's usually half eaten when I got to send a picture.
So our group is quite funny because it is to encourage each other, but I swear it's more like supporting each other, because it'll be like one of them will send, oh, I did so bad today. I just ate out. And then they'll send the pictures of all their tacos. And then the next minute later, Mariah sending pictures of, I don't know, some sandwich and onion rings and beer. She's like, yeah, me too. And I'm just like, I'm literally laughing because it's more like supporting bad habits a little bit along the way too. But it's kind of funny. But then we'll be like, okay, tomorrow be good. Tomorrow get on that scale.
I think that it definitely is holding us like more accountable though. Because every time I have a healthy meal, I'm like, oh, I got to brag about it to the Fitness Queens. And then if I'm doing bad, I'm like, all right, I got to confess to the Fitness Queens.
Yeah, and I told them last week 2 cheat meals all week, and I only had 2. Did you only have 2?
No.
And I don't know how many more I had, but I haven't wavered from what I've said I'm going to do with it yet. I haven't started exercising yet, but I have been fasting still because that's what works the best.
I can tell by looking at my mom; she's dropped a couple lbs.
No, but the scale doesn't like show that kind of stuff. And but anyways,
scale does show if you drop lbs, but Mom says it's just shifting because her boobs are perkier and her stomach's flatter.
Okay, at 52, they're not. That's not it. My weight's just moving around, but I did look up.
Slimmer, Mom.
Nicole, I'm not slimmer.
You are, and you know it.
No.
She's got this grin on. She knows it.
because it's hilarious. I mean, I have to lose a lot of weight before I will be able to.
I see you every day, all day, though. I look at you more than I look at myself. I know what you look like more than what myself looks like. So I'm telling you, but okay, what's your statistics here?
No, these aren't my statistics, but I'm going to talk about, I'm having a really, really hard time right now dropping pounds. And this is going on this Monday today. What is today? Tuesday. So this was our third Monday, starting our third week, right? Yeah, just starting our third week. We didn't start the first, we started the second. So that's the day we started dieting, and it was on a Monday. And I'm having a lot of trouble with it, and I'm being really, really, really good. Mm-hmm. So I had to start looking up stuff because it was stressing me out or whatever. And I seen that during premenopause, it's extremely, extremely hard to lose weight. So I'd like to know if anybody else if any of you lost weight during premenopause or menopause, and like what you had to do to kick it in. And it says like during the premenopause, especially if you're already overweight a little bit, you gain like 2 to 5 pounds or more during this phase. And some people, and one of the articles said that 2 to 5 pounds per year. So that's like 25 pounds, and this premenopause is supposed to last 5 years.
Wait, but I wonder what the natural, like what the reason is for that. Must be for like survival rate?
Your stomach just like it goes, it's just like it builds fat. Like I sent you a couple things in the Fitness Queen group. You didn't read them?
No, I did read that. That was just straightforward.
Yeah, but it's like fat.
I'm talking about like, I like to know why us as a species does that. Like if because like we have belly fat because we have to provide for our children and bear children. But I wonder why when your period stops, you like naturally gain weight without doing anything. There's got to be a reason for it.
And I thought I was going into premenopause about a year and a half ago. So when I got my blood work done, I asked her, when I was at my yearly doctor appointment, I asked her, and she said, well, I'll do blood work, and that tells you something in your blood work is supposed to tell you. And when she did the blood work, she came back and she said, no signs of it. No. And at that point, I was only having my cycle once every 3 months, I think. But now this is really bad because I haven't written down the last time, but I'm going to say in March or April, it might be a year. So I think I haven't had a menstrual cycle in about 8 months at least, or 9 months. So
you're not, and you're not pregnant.
So I'm
right?
definitely not. Oh yeah, I've been pregnant for 8 months. That's what this belly is. Yeah.
Sometimes people don't know.
Oh my gosh. So anyways, so I have my tubes tied. But anyway, so 8 months. So she said once you hit a year without it, you are in premenopause. So I think I have my yearly coming up. I think it might be next month. So I'm going to ask her to do the blood work again to see, but I definitely have to be. I can feel like all the extra. And so I'm just curious about, I have a few friends that I talk to this about, but they aren't in the same thing. They either got, what's it called? They haven't had children, or else they have
liposuction?
No,
I don't know what you're talking about.
When you get your ovaries, hysterectomies and stuff, and I think that's different. I don't think you go through it then, right?
No, you already you don't have your periods at all.
Yeah, and a lot of my friends have had that. So I don't have anybody that I know that's exactly my age. My friend that I did talk about all this with, my best friend I lost a few years ago, and she's the only one that I talked about everything like this with. And I don't have anybody else my age that has not had a hysterectomy and the same thing, and is going through the same thing right now. But I don't have night sweats or anything else. Like my only symptom is like the bloaty stomach and losing my period. I'd say like the buildup of fat in the stomach and yeah. So I'm just curious. I don't know.
And is there? I'm not gonna say it. Never mind.
I'm afraid of what she's going to say.
Yeah, I'm just not going to say it. Maybe next time. But I do. Okay, even though it is harder for you, I am really proud of you. You're doing really good, and you're doing the best out of me, Mariah, and you. And it will all drop. But I do think that
I need to exercise.
I think that being a yo-yo dieter, which is what I consider myself and you.
Yes. It's kind of bad.
Yeah, I think that kind of screws with our metabolism as well. Like your body's like, oh yeah, hit day 20 and we're back to, binge eating, which is what I do.
Oh, but I did see on somebody's post that the second after the second Friday of New Year's is when most people quit, like whatever their resolution is or what they were trying to do. We made it past that day. So that is like really, really good. Mm-hmm. So I just need to make it past a month because that's like when my quitting usually
Florida
is.
It's just like when you do bad. So you usually get there really well. And then we all do bad in Florida because it's out to eat. So anyways, we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But we're doing really well. And I started, so Mariah and my mom, I think, weighed themselves right away as for a starting point.
I didn't until about 8 days later. Okay.
Well, I just weighed myself like 2 days ago because I needed to work myself up to doing that. I don't know, the scale is just like a weird thing for me. It's never been something that like I loved. And so I weighed myself. I finally have a starting point and I'm totally cool with it. And I started exercising 3 days ago. I'm already sore. My exercise is very simple. Walking on an incline, doing some nature walks outside, stretching, a couple arm exercises.
Oh, I heard Victor today giving her, he's already telling her because he's got to work. He worked out with her the last 2 days, I think.
No, just today.
Oh, he trained you.
It was horrible.
So he trained her today so that I heard him telling her, explaining on a piece of paper all the stretches and exercises she has to do tomorrow and the weight she has to lift and stuff. And I was just smiling. And I'm like, oh gosh, I'm glad.
And I'm just pretending to listen as if I'm going to do those because I'll do what I want to do.
But it was just kind of funny.
He just is hard on me, I think. Oh.
Well, and he literally, Victor is like an exercise like buff, like where it's kind of funny because he exercises the same way if he drinks alcohol. Yeah. I'm going to explain what he does. He can sit here and eat an entire pizza. I mean, I'm talking a good big pizza from a nice pizzeria. He can eat all of it, eat some candy bars, and then go down 2 hours later and just exercise for 2 hours. And that's the same way he drinks alcohol. It's kind of funny.
Cookies.
He'll buy a 6-pack of beer. Mm-hmm. He'll drink 4 of them in an hour. And then he decides he's done drinking. So he drinks, how many ounces are these waters? 33 ounces. He'll drink 2 33-ounce waters in the next hour to flush his system out. So it's kind of...
I know. And I talked about him with that the other day. I was like, what is the point of... Because he had a beer when he went out to eat. And then he came home and ran 4 miles because of the beer. I was like, well, did you even enjoy it?
I feel like he can't. It's almost like a race. Like he's, okay, I'm going to pound some beers down, drink them. And then before you can, this is my opinion on it. Like, honestly, before he could even get the buzz from it, he's drinking the water. Because it's not like, I don't think he loves the taste of it.
He did tell me that he likes the taste of beer because I was like...
Okay, well, maybe that's it then. Yeah. So maybe he likes the taste of it.
But he likes, like, brew beers. He said not like that Busch Light stuff because he's just so funny about it. I'm like, okay. Because I actually just had this conversation with him because I just thought it... Yeah, it's...
And I've never, ever seen him drink beer and not drink a ton of water right after. Have you?
No.
Like, he literally, like...
So what his new routine now is, it's kind of annoying because I don't know, it's just annoying. Because I wake up, or he goes and works out before work, or even on his days off, I kind of want to start my day at 6 a.m., but I can't start my day till around 7:30 because that's when Arrow wakes up and he sleeps with us. So Vic will get out of, even on his days off, he gets out of bed at like 6, then he gets to go work out or whatever. And then I wake up with Arrow, or if my mom comes and she's there to help me, but I get up with Arrow and then my day starts then, and then I kind of gotta, I don't know, it's hard. And then at 7:30 at night, I have to lay down with Arrow because he breastfeeds and sleeps with us, and he goes and works out again.
So you're jealous because he gets all the workout time?
Not the workout, just the alone time, or even just like now that I'm starting to incorporate working out, like I don't like to do it at like 9 a.m. I'd rather it be done by 9 a.m.
And I usually come at 8. So Nicole on Sunday said to me, you got to start coming at 6. Can you start coming at 6? And then you can just leave earlier during the day, which is good for me. And I mean, I used to get up at 4 all the time when I ran the store. So I'm used to it, but I got to get like back in tune to it. So I'm like, all right. Then on Sunday night, she's like, oh, don't come till 8 Monday. And then last night she texted me again and she said, I'm too tired tonight, so don't come till 8. So,
well, you know what I thought about secretly? I just didn't want to text it. was that I didn't want to be in the gym the same time as Victor, and that happened today because he normally works out early, but for some reason he like slept in today. And so, because I was like, oh my gosh, we're both going to be working out at 6. I don't want him to critique me. That's what he does. Puts on his headphones. He comes up to me. He critiques my whatever I'm doing. And then he'll give me a thumbs up or he'll tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Now, on his work days, what time will he be out of the gym? 6:30?
Yeah, he starts work at 6.
So you'll be safe.
Yeah.
So am I supposed to come at 6 tomorrow?
Yeah, that would be good. And then you can leave early at like 1 if you want. 6 to 1. I think that's quite a few hours still.
6 to 2. I usually at least stay 8 hours.
That was my Subway schedule, 6 to 2 when I used to work at Subway. Went by fast.
No, yeah, morning hours. Well, yeah, if I wouldn't be able to leave at 1 because I'm usually doing a nap time with Arrow. Arrow he has his little system where he's so good about it though. I just walk him into the bedroom. He likes to turn on the sound machine, so he goes and turns it on himself. And I say, climb up in bed, and he'll say, get the moat. And now, like the last 2 days, I started actually. So if anybody has Peacock, they should watch it. It's a reality show. It's called Traitors. And actually, a couple of the Big Brother people are on it. It was Cody's on it and Rachel. But then there's people from other shows too. There's some Survivor. And there's
Real Housewives.
Yeah, Brandy Glanville's on there. And then...
But she's also
Ari.
from Big Brother. Ari,
yeah.
So she's from The Bachelor.
There's and a couple shows I didn't know. There's this Kate girl on there who I find very entertaining, and she's from a show I've never seen before, and I actually forgot what the name of it is right now too. But she's quite entertaining. But it's actually really cool, and I would love for Nicole to do this show. I don't know how you have to. I want her to watch it. I told her and Victor to start watching it. But I don't know how you apply or audition for this show, but I think it's something that she'd really, really enjoy. So I really want you to watch it.
I'll probably give it a watch.
Yeah, it's.
I've been reading before bed instead of watching TV because I get addicted and I don't have a schedule. Like I have a schedule, but I don't. And so then I feel like I just will binge a show. So I got to just be prepared to binge. Maybe this weekend we're going skiing.
So anyways, but my point was like Arrow takes a good 2 hour to 2.5 hour nap, and it's in a high bed. It's a high bed. He'll sleep by himself. He'll climb up there and fall asleep, but I have to kind of stay in the same room and watch him just so he doesn't roll off the bed because he doesn't know yet how to get down from it. And so I'll catch up on. So that's when I started watching this yesterday and today, and I'm already on, I think, episode 6 or 7 because that's how long he napped.
You know why Arrow's sleeping longer? Because you're actually watching something that you want to watch. Because what she'll do is she'll stir him up and wake him up if she wants. If she's like, "Oh man, I'm not tired," or I don't know what to watch. She'll pick his nose or something to wake him up.
No, he is the cutest when he is sleeping, and I cannot stand it. And he has this little round face. So I'll just want to kiss him, or I take my fingers and I'll trace his little face or his cheeks or his eyelashes. He's so cute. But even now, today he slept over 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I thought that's long enough. So I say little stuff while he's sleeping. But I didn't wake him. I just said a couple things today. I just said, I don't even know what I said today. I said, "Oh, do you want?" Oh, he says "ite" when he wants to eat. I said, "Oh, do you want to ite?" And then he's looking around, looking at me, because he was stirring already, and he's like, so I knew he'd want to eat something or whatever. And then he gets up and turns off the sound machine, and I said, "Let's go grab a diaper." And
he says "ite" because he'll say "bite." If you're eating anything, he'll ask you for a bite. And
or if he's eating anything, he says that. He tries to make you take a bite of his food he loves. He's talking really. His talk is so cute now. He can say almost anything, but he misses a lot of the first letters on some of it.
Like Mom recognized, instead of remote, he calls it moat.
Yeah, he's like, we're moat. And then today he was telling me he wanted to write with the chalk. But he was saying
he loves crafts. It's funny, Mom said that you can tell he's hanging out with us because his favorite hobbies are crafts, cooking, napping, and what was the other one? I added.
He likes to eat, napping, eating, but I said putting on chapstick. Oh my goodness, he wants chapsticks and lip glosses. And today, Nicole had ordered a bunch new, or me and Nicole had ordered but got in a big Saint order of makeup today. And so I was putting my makeup in my compact, and he just wanted to climb on my lap and dig his little fingers. He loves to dig his fingers into makeup and like almost like paint, like just put it on anything, but lip glosses especially, and chapsticks.
Yeah, so Mom bought him a bunch of chapsticks for his stocking for Christmas. Good kids ones that
like have good flavors, like strawberry,
but totally safe for him to like put on, or
But the funniest thing is he puts them mostly on his chin. We don't know.
Well, he just he closes his mouth like he's going to put it on his lips and just goes, and he just shakes his head back and forth, because I think that's what I do, but I do it on my lips, so I don't know why he does that.
Yeah, he's got it all over his chin and stuff. But he loves his little chapsticks and stuff. But
we went to Victor just had a Christmas work party, and we went there, and we were supposed to bring like our kid a gift. So I hurried up and ran into Marshall's, and I got like this $16.99 toy that was cool. It's like this vacuum that you vacuum up the balls and then it shoots it out the top. I'm like, oh, he'll love this. So it's time to the kids to open their gifts, and there was quite a few kids there, which was awesome. So he got to play and interact, and he was just chasing them around.
And you said he was the youngest, right?
The youngest that was interacting. There were some babies, that were being held. And so next thing you know, he wants nothing to do with his 3 balls and like vacuum toy. He wanted all the girls' stuff. So he wanted they had makeup kits. So they had chapsticks and eyeshadows, and he would bring it to me and like show me, and I was like sparkly. I'm like, wow. And then the girl would be like, that's mine. And one girl was super sweet, and one girl was getting mad at him. But they're like, one of the girls was like, he doesn't understand, it's okay. And then the other girl was too young to know that he didn't understand and just thought he was like, but I was like, man, I guess I should have gotten him something like that instead. And we ended up accidentally leaving that toy there, and someone texted Vic. I was like, whoever wants it can take it home, because he was not that interested. He likes dolls now too, I think. There was a doll there that he really liked. Or he was fascinated by the face of the doll. But I think it's all about sticking his fingers in goo, because he likes slime. It's not like the pudding on the makeup.
The minute he gets to, they don't have Play-Doh at Nicole's house, but I have a whole bunch of little Play-Dohs at my house, and like that is like literally he brings Play-Doh to me or Dave to open within 5 minutes of getting to my house, or slime. I have like slime at my house.
My skincare, he just opens up and sticks his fingers in. So it's like that feeling of like the goo thing that he likes, and he knows that makeup is like that, right? But
the funniest thing is he loves all that stuff. But if he is eating and he has food on his hands, he wants you to wash his hands right away. He does not like food on his hands or on his face. It bothers him.
He rubs his hand. If you watch him, if he digs in chapstick, he wipes it on you or the couch, or he cleans his hands, but he just likes the digging of it. I don't know. It's really funny.
No, he is a funny boy. Okay, so we talked about the menopause and the dieting. Let me see what else. Oh, I was going to ask you, what is your favorite thing about his age right now? He's going to be 1.5 on the 23rd of this month, so it's coming right up. And,
this is my favorite age so far. I think I say that every time. It's more and more fun. I love that I can make things super exciting. I'm starting to be able to get him excited about things like, if you want to go see Nana, like, let's go get your shoes and coat. Or I love that he says mama a lot. Like, he wants me a lot. Like, he knows how to get me for sure. I love those things, but I just love, like, the concept that he knows how to be goofy. He's super goofy already. He loves to entertain, like like how the class clown is, but he's only 1.5. He loves to show off first, and he loves when we last weekend we had over. My sister came over here with her teenager and her friend, and then Jesse and Ashley were here, and just us, right? And you guys, and we played like the Pictionary where you draw in the air, and we played goat yoga where you have to do goat poses with holding this blow up goat. And oh my gosh, he just had so much fun. He's running in circles, laughing. He loves gatherings. Yes, he loves to show off. He loves to laugh. I think he's an extrovert. I mean, I don't know if he can already be, but he definitely loves he loves all of us when we're together. He's so happy and content. It was like 8:30 and he was still giggling, running around, full of energy. He's usually sleeping, yeah.
And he's so, and so that's my favorite thing right now is like how he interacts with all of us. He's just like, he's really smart, and he knows, because he's with adults a lot. So he knows what we're talking about. He might pretend he doesn't, but when I'm looking for something, he can find it pretty fast and stuff. He knows exactly what I'm saying, or if.
Yeah, for sure. Like, he didn't even know. Victor was very impressed by this. So we had this mini bocce ball set that we were playing with. And I told him there was a bunch of stuff on the floor. And I said, okay, if you want to play, go grab the cones that go with the game. He literally, Mom, came back with the 4 cones, all 4 of them in his hand. And Victor goes, how did he know? And I was like, I don't know. Like, if he could have come with so many different things. I was like, I think he's really smart, but also maybe a good guess. But if you say something like, go grab me this, he will go grab it. So do they just listen?
And if you've told him, like, I've told him before, coffee's hot. So if he hears them as, here's coffee, he's like, and he like puts his hands already like back off. Like, he listens, and he just knows so much. So I tried to actually trick him yesterday, because he has this little cup he likes to drink out of that's like an adult. I mean, like a coffee cup.
It's a mini coffee cup from Starbucks. You know those ones at Starbucks that are like the collectibles? It's the little Michigan one. So
he likes drinking out of that, because then he feels like a big person, like an adult. So he has been getting bound up. And so I bought some prune and apple juice. So I put it in there, and it's like the color coffee. You know, it's dark. I'm like, here, this is Arrow's coffee. First he's telling me it's hot. So because I said it's coffee. So I had to explain that it's not hot, and like stick his finger in it for a minute. And oh my gosh, I gave him 1 drink of it, and he acted like I'm giving him some kind of poison. He didn't drink any the rest of the day, did he? So I think we're going to try and freeze him in some popsicles. I don't know.
It's weird because it's sugary. It tastes good. I don't know. I tried it. But he really knows like what we want him to eat and what we don't want him to eat. Because like just now he comes up and wants a bite of my peanuts. And I'm like, you ain't going to like this, honey. But you know, anyways, yeah, no, his age is just it's so fun in general right now. And
okay, and then I wanted to say we were going to talk about and I might have Nicole kind of like read this and whatever, but we told you to give an update on the little girl from the benefit that we went to, and I seen that she posted like 18 hours ago, and it says they received their MIBG results today, and that her name's Natalie. She's kicking cancer's butt. So that is really, really good. Her, what is that called? It's her CURIE score. I don't know what that, it's bad.
Where is it? I don't even know.
Curie score.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
But anyways, it went from a 7 to a 0. So that means she has 0 trace. Oh, hang on. What did I do to my picture? To a 0. So she does not have any active metastatic disease in her body, but and her treatments are really, still she's having a lot of treatments, and I read this and I got to remember. They're waiting the bone marrow biopsy results right now, which they should get tomorrow. And it says the tumor board meets on Wednesday and a surgeon on Wednesday. So they're just still need prayers to make that she's strong enough for surgery and fighting everything, but everything's going in the right direction. Awesome. So that's like really, really good. So
yeah, that was good to give that update, because we did tell you that we wanted to give that update. So good job, Mom.
And then I was going to tell you, and if you follow Nicole's stories at all, she's trying to have a baby. So what I was going to say is like how different it is, again, trying to have a baby with like the new technology. Like, what do? You do your...
I do ovulation strips. So the first time we got pregnant, it just happened once, one try, and we just didn't use protection one time.
And you weren't trying.
We weren't trying. And because I thought I was too close to my menstrual cycle, there's no way, right? So anyways, that's how that went. And then now I've been tracking my ovulation. So whenever I get a smiley face, Victor and I make the transaction. And he says, I feel like it's like a transaction, so maybe that's like why it's not happening. But I'm like, whether I'm tired or what, I'm like, we have to. Like, there's really only 3 or 4 days that you get the smiley face. And so it happens, and then I get really excited, and then I get really sad. Like, I cried last time I got my period, because I don't know, it's just like you get excited, and
I find this so weird. Like, I just find it so weird that there's a such thing, and I pee on the stick in the morning. I never knew anything about that kind of stuff. That was not how we did anything back then. The only test we took later was a pregnancy test, when you, but not like during or, checked your, there's more than just the things you pee on, right?
Okay, I'll be honest.
There's everything,
though,
right?
The reason, there's so many things. And if we're going to be honest, the reason that I track it is because I do not have the energy to waste on intercourse if it is not going to bring me a child. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
No, like with breastfeeding and
it's
stuff.
the perfect age gap right now. So hopefully
with breastfeeding and stuff, I just really don't want anyone like really touching me. I just want, I don't know. Maybe some moms out there can relate, but for me, it's not like, oh yeah, let's just do it all the time and it'll happen. It's like, no, I just need to know when and I'll do it. Oh, that's what the truth is. So that's why I check my ovulation. And so I'll just tell Victor, smiley face.
Now because of this, it'll be like Nicole when she just says like extra times, like I'm going to drop Arrow off for an hour. I'm like, I know something's going to be going on or whatever. And
no, my mom questions me. I said, Mom, can you watch Arrow for an hour? She goes, why? What do you got to do? And I said, clean. I lied. I was like, clean.
Because I was like busy and she knew that I was going to do something. Can you watch them just for 1 hour? And I'm like, well, you and Victor are both there. Why? Yeah. So then.
And then so I just said clean and then I hung up with her and I texted her, we're trying to have a baby, just FYI.
I'm like, oh gosh. And so then I'm just like laughing or whatever. But I was going to say something about it before then. But, so now I have to, because I know she's like with these smile, I wouldn't know all this stuff normally. And so now every time like I have to be prepared, like your period's going to start. Oh no, is she going to like be upset or this or that? And so every time like, and now just so you know, you might be late on your period because you're dieting. So don't get overly excited. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, now I'm worried that I'm going to be exercising, which isn't normal for my body. So is it going to even be able to get pregnant? That's why I'm not trying to overwork myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm just trying to, but I am breastfeeding still. So that is my excuse. And I understand that people get pregnant while breastfeeding, but my body, I think, is like, no, we are still taking care of a baby. I don't know. I'm just hoping it happens. I do have my menstrual cycle though, so that's all you need to get pregnant, I guess. And it takes, so before you can, because one of my friends is trying to get pregnant as well, and she's been trying longer than I have. So she went to go see a doctor, and she has other kids. And it's not called like infertility, I guess, unless you're trying for a full year and nothing's happening.
And how could they call that infertility when you already had a baby?
Oh, like at that time, there could be something, maybe her, for example, she had like an IUD and it was removed and she had to have it surgically removed so a part could still be in her. So that's why, you know what I mean? So I guess it's just what's I don't know, things can change, I think. I think you can have one baby easily and then struggle for years, right?
And I think my other fitness queen is trying to have a baby too. So I might be the only fitness
You're the
queen.
only one that could actually be pregnant right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be the only fitness queen with the two pregnant mamas in that group pretty soon.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, no, it's exciting, and I just decided to be open about it because when everyone's like, oh, when's your next one? It's like, oh, we're trying, like it doesn't make me feel bad or any type of way, but I just want people to know, yeah, I'm trying instead of hiding it. It just doesn't, and just I'm going to be super ecstatic when it happens because it's going to happen. So anyways, do you want to wrap up then?
Yeah.
Is there anything?
Let me see. I think
I did have some ideas and then I forgot them. So I'm glad you really made this flow, Mom. I got to write down my ideas.
I was supposed to go ice fishing this last weekend there was snow in Canada, but the ice wasn't strong enough. And thank goodness, because I was petrified. I'm scared. I don't like the cold. I'm going to tell you, my son is like making me feel really bad. And I feel really,
it was her Christmas present from my brother.
And I do feel really guilty about it because I do so much stuff with Nicole all the time. So when he called me about, this is what I want to get you and Dad is ice fishing trip. I am. But at that point we were going to this place that always with thick ice, they take you out on a ATV. It was a guide goes with you, sets you up in the tents.
You're staying close by.
They even cook for you. It's right there on where was we going? Lake Simcoe. Yeah. So everything was like done with the guides. Well, then because the ice wasn't freezing on Lake Simcoe, the guide told him about someplace an hour away. So it changed to going an hour from our hotel or whatever. and having to walk, and everybody knows I have like a bad ankle and all that stuff, walk. And then the fish are small, so we might have to walk from hole to hole during the day.
And throw them back.
And I think it was taking away, the ice still was thin, so they still weren't taking ATVs out there. So that scared me, and everybody's digging holes all over. So I don't know.
Well,
and I don't
at
know.
this point, my brother's still
scared.
making her go. Like
Yeah,
he come over the night before and he's like, you're going. Like basically, like,
and I'm
you're going.
scared because I'm like, well, what if I step in a hole that somebody just dug or whatever, if I have to walk all over? I said, I'm scared of that. I mean, like, I'm really scared of falling through ice. I'm scared of water already. Unless I can touch the bottom, I'm very petrified of water.
She doesn't have flexibility in her ankle. That's what it is, right? Like you physically cannot. When she broke it when she was pregnant with me, which we've talked about before, but there's no like flexibility in it.
It's like I'm flat-footed with that, just one foot where it does not move. I can't bend it backwards, forward. I have to I can trip on something as skinny as a half an inch of rug because I don't lift my foot up far enough, which I do need to. The chiropractor said I can work and make it a little bit better. I need to start like working at it more. She gave me some different exercises to do.
Are you still in pain all the time?
If I walk far, but like I haven't felt it. Like,
were you in pain in Hawaii at all?
Only when you made me walk down to the beach and all that stuff.
And then it hurt for like a day or more?
It hurt while I was doing, and then 2 days later it hurt because I stretched because I had to, move my foot more, the sand.
That was the only time you were on the beach in Hawaii though, Mom.
My foot does not, like sink, like what it does in the sand, it doesn't flex like to adjust with it. It just kind of stays straight and sinks there. So
and
then
sand is hard to walk.
So
in
then
regularly.
the other foot has to do all the work for that foot. But anyway, so here we're eating dinner and my son's telling me I'm lazy. I was so mad. He goes, it's not that you can't do it, or it's that you're too lazy to do it. I said, Jesse, I'm petrified. I'm not lazy. I wasn't scared of your first trip because I know the ice is going to be solid. And I said, let me read the guide's conversation. And I could tell the guide said, we can still do it this way, but it would be better if you postponed your trip. And I said, why didn't you tell me this? I can see he's trying to persuade you, especially if you want fish and if you want to do everything like the whole package that you had purchased before. This isn't going to be the same package. And so he's like, you're still going. And I'm like, okay, I'll go on the trip because it's like a 5-hour drive. I said, but when I get there, if I panic out, I said, I'm going to stay at the hotel or whatever. I'm not going to go on the ice. I'll decide when I get there, but I won't make a decision now. Okay. So anyways, the batteries just went dead. So I'm jumping back into my story. So on Friday, they texted him and said, let's postpone it. So, I mean, they really did want him to postpone the trip. And anyways, I was secretly so happy, even though we postponed it for the first week in February, and I already had plans, which remind me to call and change them tomorrow. I have to call and reschedule those plans, but at least, I'm happy.
Well, you can go on frozen ice. We're hoping.
I hope so. I'm hoping that everything freezes and we can do it like it was originally planned. And does anybody else do anything for somebody like that, like for their kids that they're like petrified of, but they know that they'll hurt their feelings if they don't do it, so they get stuck doing something, I know, and he loves to fish and hunt and stuff, and I try to be a part of it as much as I can. Because, that's my son and I have to do what he likes to do too. But sometimes it's hard. You
would like to fish, though, on a boat or off of, like you said, ground. Probably a little more. But it sounds fun. Like, if it's frozen, you guys are going to have a good time. And
then I was like, I'm going to be sliding all over. He's like, don't worry. The guide is already going to put some stuff on your shoes. I said, oh gosh, I can barely walk on I have to wear certain shoes or I can't even walk. I said, now you're going to put some cleats on the bottom of me. I said, oh, I am so stressed. All I was imagining, honestly, was falling all day long,
Mom.
Being scared, like my heart racing the entire time, but falling and falling and falling. And then them not having any fun because I'm keeping them like from doing their stuff. They want to keep walking and look for fish. And that's what I said. I said, I don't want to slow you down. Just go enjoy your trip. Dad will love it. Let me just sit back and relax. No, you're going. Like, he is strict when he wants me to do something.
But what's really funny is then we're going skiing and Mom's like, are you going to go skiing then? And this is when he was like saying, "You're lazy, you have to go." And he's like, "No, I don't want to break my leg." And Mom said, "Exactly. Like, what if I forced you to go skiing?" But yeah, anyways, no, Mom does like that stuff. She has fun with that stuff. It's just the mobility of her leg and stuff. And yeah, my brother's feelings were definitely hurt because he took it personal, but it wasn't personal at all. Like you would do anything.
I told him, I said, you could not pay me to walk across. I'm looking out right now where we're doing Nicole's Pond. Even if it was froze,
it's not
even
froze.
It's not froze right now, of course. But even if it was froze, you couldn't pay me to walk across that pond. Like literally, I don't even think
$2 million.
I don't think so.
I hope
especially
not if it's not frozen.
No, even if it was froze, I'm saying, like if they say
super froze.
If they say it's super froze, I think it'd take me a week to get across it because I would be so
Mom, you should
scared.
hurry. You're not on it longer.
I would be so scared because like if ice starts cracking, like I think I watched too many movies. Ice starts cracking. I don't move fast. How in the hell am I going to get off that ice before?
That's scary.
Before the crack comes to you.
I wasn't going to be able to rest at home with her out on the ice and me not. I don't know if the service is good in Canada or whatever. Anyways, we just had to. So what we just had to do for the batteries is I have no more AA's and this thing takes 4. So we're running around the house looking for something because I don't have any extra batteries. I bought AAA instead of AA. So we just opened up 2 of Arrow's toys. I've never had to do that before. But
steal his batteries from his toys he got for Christmas.
Because the remote's not even the right one. So, hey, it worked. But I will be ordering more batteries. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll talk to you later.
Yep, bye.